Hey, welcome to Free Mama TV. My name is Lauren Golden. I'm the founder of the Free Mama and the Free Mama movement, where I teach moms how to work from home and start a virtual business and live a totally awesome guilt-free life. Knowing all of that seems really interesting to be having a conversation about work-life balance. Now, before we dive into today's video, I think it's really important to ask ourselves, does it actually exist? Or are we all just trying to achieve something that isn't even real? Well, I think it all starts by defining it for ourselves. So we're going to cue the intro video, and then I'll tell you how I define work-life balance. So for me, I think about work-life balance as I think a little bit differently than maybe other people do. I think we get this image in our heads, especially as moms who work both in the home and in a business or outside of the home. And we imagine that it has to be this 50-50 split. And I think this is where we set ourselves up for a lot of failure and a lot of guilt and a lot of resentment, even for spouses or feeling like a victim of our circumstances. So I think it's really important to start this conversation about work-life balance, defining it. I'll define it in my own terms, but then I think you have to think about, what are you actually striving for? What is your version of a totally awesome guilt-free life? If you love to work, that's amazing. If you've got goals, that's amazing. And you can hit all of those things. And I truly believe that no mother should have to choose between family and financial stability. That's my way of saying I believe you can have it all. I don't think that you can do it all. So the Lauren Golden definition of work-life balance looks a little like this. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, get this. Get this. Okay. Balance. So in my life, balance looks a lot like not falling over to either side. So if I have my work, my business, my team, my students, finances, all of these things over on this one side, and then I have my friends and my family and my children and myself and a personal life outside of my identity as a business owner. And then even within those, we have all these little sub balls that we're trying to keep in the air all the time. And notice, I'm just trying to keep it all off the ground. And sometimes if I get wobbly, I might have to go like this. I might have to start to prioritize some of the things in my work for financial reasons, or because I have a big project coming up, or I'm launching something. But other times, like we just got back from an RV trip all around the country, I was like this, where I was really pouring into my family and my relationships and prioritizing this, and work was really just down here in maintenance mode. And it kind of goes back and forth. And it's very rarely exactly like this all the time. But at the end of the day, as long as I'm still standing, and what a relief if we could just stand and be and kind of go like this and oscillate between the two. It's so freeing, right? I believe that little peg of a leg that we put down, it represents self-care, quite frankly. I think that it's its own little thing. And the more that we pour into ourselves, and I don't just mean like going and getting a pedicure or getting a massage, I mean like actually taking care of yourself. And that might for you mean meditation. It might mean getting time to read books because you love books. It might mean at night that you just need time to decompress with the show and not feel bad about it, although not stay up until 3 a.m. binging said show. And I think the more we take care of ourselves, the more we feel like we have 2 legs to actually stand on. But we're still carrying all these little fingers, balls in the air, and we've got them. And we feel like we've got these 2 at least sides to ourselves, where we like to call this work and we like to call this life. But at the Free Mama, I feel like sometimes my hands are a little bit closer together because I am both a mom and a business owner. And I feel like when we go like this, we're trying to pretend like those 2 things don't actually intercept. Now, I'm all for boundaries. If you are new to the Free Mama channel, you should know my 3 favorite words, my love language: communication, expectations, boundaries. There's absolutely no doubt about that. So I believe in boundaries. We don't want to like clasp our hands together and try to make these things overlap all the time, but I don't think they have to be so far apart either. And so again, let's start by defining work-life balance for you. For me, it's about not falling over. It's knowing that my hands are not going to be equal all the time. It's not about spending an hour working and then an hour with my kids. It's about making sure I'm not falling over and that I feel stable and steady in the life that I'm living, and knowing that sometimes I'm going to have to tip one way or another, and trusting that I'm going to make decisions that then tip things back into alignment to make sure that myself, my business, my clients, but also my family members, my children, my spouse are also getting what they need when we look at the big picture. And the big picture could be life. The big picture could be over the course of a year. The big picture could be over the course of a month or a week. But I think when we start to have these expectations on a microscopic level, like on day to day or even hour to hour of like having this balance, is when we start to go crazy. So how do you define work-life balance? I would love to know down in the comments below. What does this mean to you? Do you think that it's possible? And do you define it similarly to me? And I think a better question might be, again, I teach moms how to live a totally awesome guilt-free life. And that's not something that you can pursue until you take the time to sit down and think about what that actually looks like for you. I love working. I love my business. It's very easy for me to go like this and not forget what's over here, but not align back the other way. And yet for me, I've noticed that when I am intentional, meaning, I have to plan for it and anticipate it and make it happen. It doesn't just go back naturally. When I create these moments, I actually get better over here too. So stepping away from my business, being with my family, not only is it good for me and for my family members who now feel seen and heard and valued, but it's also really beneficial because it gives me the space and clarity away from my business. And in full transparency, as a mom with 3 little kids, I feel the same way the other way. I need breaks from my children or I would go crazy and all my hair would be gray and my wrinkles would be significantly deeper than they already are. I need a chance to interact with other adults. I need an opportunity to challenge myself and to pursue my dreams, not just to show them what's possible, but to show me what's possible. And by creating this balance, or my version of balance, I feel like I have grown over the years into a better version of myself that is continuing to stride towards maximizing my own potential. And I don't know that we ever get there. I don't know that we ever arrive. But for me, I have a lot of peace because I'm clear on my goals, both in my personal life as well as my business life. So I know what a totally awesome guilt-free life looks like for me. I know what I want. I know what is important to me. I know what I need. And then I give myself those things. And I don't do it with shame or judgment. I make sure that I get exercise when I need it, because again, as much as I love to balance on one foot, and as great as that was for my quads and my glutes, I prefer having 2 feet on the ground. And I know that I start to feel really out of alignment when I don't take myself into that equation. It's so easy, especially as mothers, just to give to our business and to get into this hustle mentality and like, I have to do this and I have to reach these things, and getting competitive with others or ourselves. And it's so easy to get consumed in our kids and our spouse and all of their needs and to put ourselves to the side. But I honestly believe that the secret sauce to a work-life balance is putting both your feet on the ground and knowing that there is movement in balance, and it's not about all things being equal all the time. So my last piece of advice to you is to get your family involved. What are things that you guys can do to make sure that you're putting that time in, if that is something that is a challenge for you? Can you set up one-on-one time with each of your kiddos on a daily or weekly basis? Can you plan more date nights to make sure that you're pouring into that cup, or opportunities to go reconnect with friends or join a mom's group, and make sure that you're intentional about trying to level that playing field? If you're someone who it's very easy for you to show up for your family, but you're treating your business like a hobby, is it time to invest in yourself? Is it time to get a coach or enroll in a group membership or a program where you are going to light a fire beside yourself and get a little more accountability and skin in the game, so that you do focus and create some systems and really give it the effort that it deserves, and not be operating from a place of fear where you're making a lot of, well, I have to come over here because I'm afraid of the things over here. And it's a constant thing. Again, it's about movement. It's not about equal. It's not about 50-50. It is about figuring out what you want and having the courage to pursue it. And my hope for you is that that thing is totally awesome. So if you are looking to connect with other moms like you on this pursuit of living a work-life balance, totally awesome, guilt-free life, you should join us inside the Free Mama Movement. It is a free Facebook group. You can search for it over on Facebook or click the link down below. It'll take you right there so you can request to join. I'd love to have you in there. I do free trainings every single Monday at noon Central. Plus, it is just one of my favorite places on the internet. There's tens of thousands of moms building virtual businesses from home while also still trying to show up as the parents that they want to. And we do it imperfectly, but we do it with intentionality, and we have a lot of fun while we're doing it too. So make sure you come hang out with us there. And I would love to connect with you and hear more from you about what's working for you when it comes to work-life balance, or what isn't, and how can I help you? So if you enjoyed today's episode, leave a comment down below, like it, subscribe, do all those things we do here on YouTube. But more importantly, come hang out with me on Instagram as well, Lauren Golden Free Mama. I would love to hear from you. I like to show the behind the scenes of what a person striving for work-life balance, what it actually looks like inside my Insta story. So you may get some inspiration over there as well. So I'll see you guys next time right here on Free Mama TV.